Okay, so have you ever walked into like a really old house
Oh, yeah,
and you get like a shiver down your spine?
totally. Like, you just feel like something's there.
Yeah, you just feel like you're not totally alone. And that's what we're talking about today.
Ooh, spooky. I'm ready.
The S.K. Pierce Mansion in Gardner, Massachusetts.
Okay, so we're going deep into, like, the history and all the spooky stories, right?
Yeah, it's not just like ghost stories, though.
Great, right?
We're going to like peel back all these layers like family drama,
Okay.
unexplained events, you
Oh,
know.
so it's a real mystery. I like it.
Yeah, and we have
Yeah, but it'd be good.
so many cool sources for this one.
Oh, really? Like what?
We have people who actually lived in the mansion.
Oh, wow.
People who just visited and got totally freaked out.
Oh, I bet.
And then even the caretaker who's been there forever.
So you're getting, like, the inside scoop.
Exactly. So many different perspectives.
I love it. It's like a puzzle, but maybe with some missing pieces, you know?
Yeah. Or like some of the pieces are from a totally different puzzle.
Exactly, which makes it even more fun.
Okay, so to really get this place, we got to start with the guy who built it.
Okay, the OG, who are we talking about?
Sylvester K. Pierce. Picture this. It's the late 1800s.
Okay.
The Gilded Age,
Huh.
super fancy, and Gardner, Massachusetts is booming.
Really? What was going on there?
Furniture, they called it Chair City.
Chair City, I love it.
Yeah, because like everyone was making furniture there.
Oh, cool.
And Sylvester Pierce, he was like the king of chairs.
Okay, so he was like loaded then, right?
Oh, yeah. Started as an apprentice, worked his way up.
A real self-made man.
He and his brother Jonas, they started their own company, S.K. Pierce and Son.
Smart move, keeping it in the family.
They were like the biggest name in furniture.
Wow, that's impressive. So what'd he do with all that chair money?
What any self-respecting chair tycoon would do, build a mansion.
Of course, a chair
But
mansion.
not just any mansion, we're talking 6,500 square feet,
Okay, that's big.
26 rooms, 4 bathrooms.
4 bathrooms, that's unheard of back then.
Unheard of. And all the fancy stuff. Gas lighting,
Fancy.
running water, central heating.
Wow, he spared no expense?
In 1875, this place was the ultimate luxury.
Okay, so a real showstopper.
Oh, yeah. And here's something kind of cool.
Okay, what's that?
He built it right on top of his old house.
Really? Like on the same spot?
Same spot. They even found parts of the old foundation in the basement.
Wow, so the history goes way back.
Layers of history, literally.
I love it.
But here's the thing. Even though Sylvester had it all,
Oh no, there's always a but.
tragedy struck. His first wife, Susan,
Oh, what happened?
died just weeks after they moved into the mansion.
Oh no, that's awful.
Yeah, they said it was a bacterial infection.
That's crazy to think about how something like that could be fatal back then.
Totally. Makes you realize how things have changed.
Yeah, for sure.
So even in all this grandeur, right,
Yeah,
there's this like deep sadness.
a shadow hanging over the mansion.
Yeah, and that kind of becomes a theme.
Oh, like foreshadowing.
As we go through the story of this house,
Ooh. I'm intrigued. What happens next?
well, Sylvester, he eventually remarried.
Okay, second time's the charm, hopefully.
This woman named Ellen, and they were known for these crazy parties.
Really? Like Gatsby style.
Oh yeah, local legend says they had guests like Norman Rockwell,
Norman Rockwell? Wow.
Betty Davis, even President Coolidge.
Now that's a party I'd want to be at.
Right. But Ken Watson, the caretaker, he says there's no proof.
Really? So maybe just rumors.
Maybe, but it shows you the power of stories.
Yeah, how a place like this just attracts them.
Totally. But to really understand the hauntings, we got to understand the family.
Okay, so what's the tea?
Well, when Sylvester died in 1888, things got messy.
Uh-oh, family drama.
Big time legal battle over the estate.
I bet.
His son Frank, he thought he should get everything.
Of course he did.
But Ellen wasn't giving up without a fight.
Oh no, lawyers and everything.
Lawyers' accusations, the whole shebang.
Classic inheritance story, money changes everything.
And this was just the beginning of the family's troubles.
So things are about to get worse.
Oh yeah, as we move into the 1900s, their fortune starts to fade.
Why is that?
World War I, the Great Depression, they took a big hit.
Times were tough.
And the mansion, it kind of started to reflect that.
Like a mirror of their misfortune.
Exactly. And with these struggles comes a whole new chapter in the mansion's story.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear it.
One that's even more mysterious and unsettling.
I'm ready for the spooky stuff. Hit me with it.
Yeah, so as we get into the early 1900s, things are not looking good for the Pierce family.
Not good at all. They're facing some serious financial setbacks. World War I, the Great Depression, really took a toll.
And that beautiful mansion we were talking about starts to show the strain.
Exactly. It's like this once grand symbol of their success, is now a reminder of their struggles.
Heavy stuff, and this is where the youngest son, Edward, comes into the picture. He ends up taking control of the mansion, but his story also has a tragic twist.
Yeah, Edward's daughter, Rachel. She dies in the house, just like Sylvester's first wife, Susan. Another young life gone way too soon, and the cause of death. You guessed it, a bacterial infection.
It's almost like history is repeating itself. You can't help but wonder if there was something about the house itself that contributed to these tragedies.
Right, was it the environment or something more sinister lurking within those walls? It really makes you think. And of course, with these tragedies and the family's financial woes, the rumors about the mansion start to swirl.
Oh yeah, and they get pretty wild, don't they? People whispering about the mansion being cursed, haunted, even used as a brothel.
I heard that one too, a place of ill repute. Some even claimed a sex worker was murdered there, her body hidden in a closet.
Gruesome stuff. But our trusty caretaker, Ken, he insists there's no evidence to back up those claims.
Right, Ken's the voice of reason, reminding us to separate fact from fiction. But even if those wilder stories are just that stories, they still add to the mansion's mystique.
Absolutely, they become part of its fabric, woven into the tapestry of its history, making it almost impossible to distinguish truth from speculation.
It's like a game of telephone, right? Each retelling adds a little embellishment, a little exaggeration, until the original truth becomes obscured.
And as the mansion changed hands throughout the 20th century, those stories continued to circulate, evolving with each new owner, new tenant.
Until we get to one event that really stands out, 1963, a man named Enos Sari. He dies in a fire in his bedroom.
This one's particularly creepy. Locals whispered about spontaneous combustion, even paranormal activity, but the official cause of death, smoke inhalation.
Right, a tragic accident. But even with a logical explanation, you can't escape. The mansions pull, everything that happens there gets caught up in its web of mystery.
And to make it even creepier, people who visited the house in the years after Sari's death, they reported smelling burning and feeling a presence in his old room.
It's like the fire, whether accidental or not, left an imprint on the house, an energy that refused to dissipate.
Totally unsettling. And even though the Pierce family, they eventually lost ownership of the mansion, there's this local legend that Edward gambled it away in a poker game.
Oh, I heard that story too, but it turns out that's just a tall tale. He actually sold it to a friend, a musician named Jay Stemmerman.
And get this, Jay actually paid more than the mansion was worth just to help Edward out.
Now that's a true friend, a reminder that even amidst all the darkness surrounding this house, there are still glimpses of human kindness and compassion.
Absolutely. It's a heartwarming story in the midst of all this spooky stuff. But the mansion's journey doesn't end there. It stood empty for years, facing demolition in 1996, before being rescued by a couple, Suzanne and Mark Vall, in 2000.
And with the Vaz, we enter a new era in the mansion's history, the era of paranormal investigation. They were drawn to its beauty, sure, but also intrigued by its haunted reputation. And let me tell you, they got more than they bargained for.
So they can't live in it, can't sell it.
A real pickle.
What do they do?
Well, they got creative.
Okay, how so?
They decided to embrace the spooky side.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they started hosting paranormal investigators,
Oh, wow.
TV crews, ghost tours, the whole 9 yards.
So like, if you can't beat them, join them.
Exactly. They turned their haunted headache into a moneymaker.
That's pretty brilliant, actually.
Right. And it allowed them to make some much-needed repairs to the house.
So the ghosts are paying their own rent.
Sort of, but even with this new business venture, Edwin, he just couldn't handle it anymore.
Really? What happened?
He had this really unsettling experience.
Oh, no. Another ghostly encounter.
Not exactly. He described hearing a voice,
Okay.
but not like a normal voice. It was like it was coming from everywhere at once.
That's creepy.
Surrounding him, he said it was so unnerving that he just had to step back.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
So he left the ghost hunting to others.
But Lillian, she kept going.
For a while, she was managing the tours and events.
She's a braver soul than I am.
Definitely. But even she needed a break eventually. In 2015, they finally sold the mansion.
Oh, wow, they found a buyer.
They did, a guy named Robert Key.
Okay, and who is this Robert guy?
Well, he was a periodontist by day.
A what?
A dentist for gums, you know.
Oh.
But get this. By night, he ran a traveling haunted circus.
A haunted circus.
That's amazing.
I know, right? It's like the mansion found its perfect match.
Someone who actually appreciates the spooky stuff?
Exactly. He saw the potential
Yeah.
and dove right in, started doing all these renovations.
I bet Ken was thrilled.
Oh, I'm sure. He oversaw all the work, made sure everything was up to snuff.
So the S.K. Pierce Mansion,
Yeah,
from a chair tycoon's dream home
right.
to a paranormal hotspot
Mm-hmm.
to a full-blown haunted attraction.
It's come a long way,
It's like it was always meant to be in the spotlight.
even if it's a spooky spotlight.
Exactly. But after hearing all this,
Yeah,
the question remains,
the big question.
is the S.K. Pierce Mansion truly haunted?
What do you...
We've gone through the stories, the history, the evidence,
All the clues.
or lack thereof.
It's up to you to decide.
What do you believe?
And hey, if you're feeling brave,
Yeah,
maybe plan a visit.
to the mansion.
Why not?
But be warned.
Okay,
They say it's not for the faint of heart.
so that's it for our deep dive into the S.K. Pierce Mansion.
Hope you enjoyed it.
If you did, don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends.
Spread the spooky word.
Until next time, stay curious.
And keep the lights on.